Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast, and welcome to a bit of a different video today. It was originally going to be our truck race review of Martinsville, but that's pushed back to tomorrow because some news came out about next year's schedule.
Yeah, it's big changes and pretty awesome changes. We'll see if people like it or not.
And a lot of changes at that. I thought, just maybe one or two races switched. No, we had everything changed just about.
It was a big shakeup.
So we'll start off in Daytona like normal. But then instead of going to Atlanta, we'll be going straight into the West Coast swing with Vegas Auto Club and ISM Raceway.
Yeah, let's just go from one side of the world to the other.
So Atlanta normally has some weather issues. I don't think we saw much this year. I think a little bit.
It's probably windy there, wasn't it?
Yeah. So to avoid that, we just move it down 3 weeks, and then we'll go to Atlanta. A little warmer, and that could also give us some better racing there with warmer temperatures.
Warmer temperatures, slick track, hot Atlanta. So
yeah, I think that's a great change.
That's a good change.
But then after Atlanta, we're going to Florida. Homestead, Miami.
Homestead. I mean, that's a big difference there because usually that's the championship weekend. They only go one time a year, and I'm all confused.
I go to Homestead every week.
but yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna feel so weird to me going to Homestead and it not be a hyped up championship race. It's just gonna be a regular race. I thought it would be like the second or the race before the championship, if they did move it. I did not expect it to be like the 7th race of the season.
It's kind of close to the beginning of the season instead of the very end. I'm interested in seeing how it's going to be.
And then we'll go to Texas, Bristol, nothing really different there. And then all the way down to May. Martinsville, where did it go?
I know, where's Martinsville?
It went to May, right before the All-Star race, and it will be a night race on Saturday night. So
yeah, short track, night race, Tempers Flare maybe, I don't know. It's just the old school racing kind of deal.
Then we'll have the All-Star race the next weekend, so a lot of cool tracks to go to. Saturday night racing, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of tracks right there close together. Martinsville, and then you come down to Charlotte for the All-Star race.
Rip my wallet because we go to those races.
That's the ones we always go to, and
yeah,
I'm gonna save up now.
We're gonna save up big time to go 3 in a row. So no real big changes after that, except for Kansas. That used to be before the All-Star races, now after the 600. Then we'll go to Michigan and Sonoma. Chicagoland, just like normal, will kick off NBC. And then, well, they're not kicking them off, but they're coming back after.
Yeah, NBC begins.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're kicking them off, but but after Chicago,
that would be a big change.
Chicagoland is getting rid of NBC. Okay, so after Chicagoland, we'll have Pocono on Saturday and Pocono on Sunday. 2 different races,
and that's the one that's got the big question mark on it. Because we really don't know how that's going to work out. Even the teams don't know. We're going to take 2 cars. We're going to race the same car. We're going to. I don't know.
I feel like that could work for a closer track, like a Charlotte, which would be insane because they could just go straight back to, their shops. But Pocono would be very interesting, especially with the weather. You remember a few years ago when the fog really affected the track. What would happen if that sort of situation happened?
Well, if it rained it out, and then they had one on Sunday, and then another Monday, and what if it rained out? Then who knows? But yeah, because before they go to Pocono, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later they're going back to Pocono. So now they're trying to do it all one weekend.
Another thing I'm interested in is how is that going to affect the Xfinity and trucks? Are they going to have 2 Xfinity races? I think they just have 1 truck race. Yeah. I'm not sure about the Xfinity series, but 4 to 5 races in that weekend, possibly. And if it gets rained out,
Man,
it's just going to be crazy.
That's a lot of practice and qualifying right there. Would you qualify? You qualify for one race and then qualify another car for another race?
Well, I think maybe what could happen with Pocono is they qualify for that one race, and then where they finish in that one, that's how they'll start in the next. I think that's how
possible.
I know IndyCar races like that at, I believe, one track, I believe Detroit, but I'm not sure how exactly they do that. But
it's kind of interesting to see and find out what happened.
And it's going to be overkill for side draft. For our race reviews, we're going to be running on those.
Cup race number 1.
Yeah, they would have to get different sponsorships as well. So, 2 different sponsored races. So.
And would you buy just one ticket, or 2 tickets, or I don't know how it goes.
Yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see. And it's crazy. We're going to have to wait a whole year for it.
Why'd you do this to us now?
And then after that, we'll go to the Brickyard for the July 4th weekend.
Yeah, 4th of July in Indianapolis.
So that will not be a night race, so no fireworks, at least not directly after the race. So it does have the same feel as Daytona.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really different.
Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting. I know it's a big race, and maybe we'll go into the evening and maybe see some few fireworks.
Yeah, maybe give the fans something to stay after the race for and watch some fireworks.
Yeah,
and that could be a big draw to get more fans to that race, so they'll watch a great race, and then later that night they'll have a fireworks show. And then we'll go to Kentucky, New Hampshire, and then we'll have 2 off weeks in a row. And then we'll start a little depression there because we won't get to see the Cup.
I believe the Xfinity and the Cup and the trucks will be running that weeks, but we'll have some racing, but no Cup.
Yes, we won't be gone for those 2 weeks. We'll still be here reviewing the trucks and Xfinity.
We don't get an off weekend?
No, we don't.
Come on.
We can never get an off weekend. It's YouTube. It's how it works. So then after that, we'll go to Michigan, Watkins Glen, Dover, and then we'll be going to Daytona, which lost the July 4th weekend, but it is now going to the last race before the playoffs. Theoretically, all the people who are below the cut line are going to want to win this race.
Yeah. Daytona and Talladega is always a wild card, and now here they're going to have it as the final one in the regular season. So, it'd be kind of interesting to watch.
Yeah, one idea that I would like to see implemented is like after the first race at Daytona, sort of like the Pocono thing, but have it only for the people who are not in the playoffs and they race for that playoff spot in a Daytona fashion.
That'd be interesting.
That would be, but I'm not sure if they're going to do that or not. It would be cool though.
Yeah, I mean, other people want to see their driver win too, but in race. But I understand you like to get an extra person into the playoffs, and that'd be interesting.
Yeah, so it'd be like sort of a Clash version. Still have the regular Daytona Cup race, but then have like a race to race into the playoffs.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Say if you're like 16th, 17th in points, and you're trying to race your way in, you get caught up in a big crash, and then what? Then your season's over.
Yeah, that would be just gut wrenching right there.
Yeah.
Especially if you race really well all year, just been finishing second for a long time, and then go to Daytona, crash, and you're not in the playoffs.
Yeah. And
then after that, Darlington, where did it go? It's in the playoffs now.
All right, Darlington.
So, throwback weekend. It's still on the same day as it would have been, but now it's in the playoffs.
That's a good way to kick off the playoffs. Go to Darlington, the throwback. It's always a good race. I iconic race. So it's really good to keep the playoffs that way.
And now it's going to have a more incentive to it with winning it and going on to the next round. And then we'll go to Richmond like normal. But
yeah, used to Richmond was the final race, but I believe Daytona's going to be a good pick too. And Richmond's a good race too, being in the playoffs.
And now, instead of going to the Roval to end the first round, we are going to Bristol.
Bristol, baby.
Which is my favorite, out of all these changes, my favorite change. Because that's something I was always wanting to see is Bristol in the playoffs. Now we have it. Next year's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch is smiling ear to ear probably about this.
To the Coliseum.
Yeah. Because he's won there a bunch of times, really. Then we go to Las Vegas, Talladega, and then we're going to the Charlotte Roval. Which, they just changed it back to its original date, as it used to be. Well, actually, it was I think it was like the second race in the second round. So a little change there.
Yeah, it's a little mixture right there. With the Charlotte Roval, we do have some road course, the super speedways, the short tracks. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, looking at this, the second round, you got Las Vegas, which is your normal 1.5 miles. And then you go to a super speedway, which is going to shake things up a bunch. And then you go to a road course where, last season we saw the big pile up in the Thomas Heartburn turn. So we could see a championship favorite get eliminated in this round.
Yeah, because you got Talladega and the Roval back to back, and both of them wild cards. So
then we're going to Kansas, which is new to the final round of the playoffs. It was normally in the second round, and then Texas didn't lose anything. It's the same place. Then we go to Martinsville,
another short track. There's a lot of short tracks in the playoffs.
Yes, that's awesome. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a night race as well, which if it is, more grip, it's going to be really awesome.
Yeah, they may put that on a daytime schedule.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. And then, to end it all off, where are we crowning a champion? ISM Raceway. Wow,
because that's usually in the last round of the playoffs, and now it is the very last round, sort of.
Yeah, it is.
It's the very last race.
So normally it would end in Homestead, which now we go to Homestead 7 weeks in, which Homestead was very close to Daytona's home, and now we're going far, far away. Or not Daytona's home, but NASCAR's home. And now,
what are some of the teams to change up their vacation plans now? Instead of being on the
we're going where?
Instead of being on the East Coast, to be out there out west. So
yeah, so the champion's going to have a great time out west, though.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the rest of this season, but more I'm looking forward to next year. I think these are some good changes. NASCAR's changed it up a little bit, and I like it.
Yes, I'm not sure how exactly the package will change for next year, but it's going to be pretty exciting no matter what. I'm still
a little worried about the ones we're going to go to.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's going to be really interesting for us for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how exactly it's all going to play out.
We'll manage
because we love racing.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us what you think of the changes. So what were some of the changes that you liked and some that you don't like? Leave us a comment down below. We'll see you tomorrow for our Martinsville truck race review.